Hi and welcome to the second episode of 5 Colour Magic at Mad for Miniatures. I'm sorry it's been a while, but we're going to kick things off today with the two new M13 event decks, the Sweet Revenge and the Green-White Repeat Performance. I'll be looking at the Green-White Repeat Performance as I will be playing a couple of Friday Night Magics, telling you how it plays, what I'd change, what I'd add, and we'll go from there. So this deck comes with 22 lands, so that's 2 Razorverge Thicket from Scars of Mirrodin, adding green-white on your early turns, coming in untapped, 12 forests, and 8 plains, obviously green-white, so that's handy. Now, your 1-drops are pretty important in this deck. You probably want to be keeping hand with 1-drops in, because they'll accelerate you into later plays earlier than they should be. So you get 2 Arbor Elves that untap target forest, 4 Avacyn Pilgrims that tap for white mana, and 4 Llanowar Elves that tap for green mana. Say you miss one of those early first turn drops, you hit your second 2-drop is 2 Elvish Visionaries, enters the battlefield, draw a card. 1/1, so you're getting some good use there. Your 3 drops, if you accelerate on turn 2, you get your value creatures that bring extra points of power for their mana cost. So for 3 mana you get Blade Splicer. He's a 2 and white, a 1/1 that brings a 3/3 golem with first strike onto the battlefield. And a new M13 card, Attended Knight. He's a 2/2 first striker that brings a 1/1 white soldier in with him for, again, 3 mana. So those creatures, hit them on turn 2, you're already applying some pressure. Again, another 3-drop is your Borderland Rangers. When he enters the battlefield, he searches for a land and puts it into your hand. Pretty good, 2/2 for 3 mana, so again, pretty solid. A control element of the deck is the Fiend Hunter. When he enters the battlefield, he exiles target creature for as long as he's on the field. Again, troublesome creature late game, remove it. Early blocker, remove it. Get through that power that you just already put down. And a new M13 card, Mwonvuli Beast Tracker. When he enters, you get to search for a creature with Death Touch, Hexproof, Reach or Trample. Now, a couple of the bigger guys have Trample, so we'll be searching up them, Reach as well, Death Touch, everything's in here. The main core of the deck is to get repeat use of the enter the battlefield triggers that those early guys bring, and a couple of the bigger later guys. So this is where the 4 Roaring Primadox come in. He's a 4/4 for 4 mana, but his ability, at the beginning of your upkeep, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. So you're going to get repeat use of the early guys, the bigger guys, bringing more power to the table, getting the repeat use of Thragtusk to gain life and to get creatures when he leaves. The 4-drops, you get Stonehorn Dignitary. He's a 1/4 for 4 mana. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent skips their next combat phase. Another controlling element of the deck. But I think I'm sort of sliding towards the more aggro. So you get Glimmerpoint Stag. 3/3 for 4 mana with Vigilance. When he enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent. Return that card at the beginning of the next end step. So play that. If they've got 1 blocker, remove it. Force through some damage. If you want to repeat use of your abilities, grab them. At the 5-drop slot, we get 4 cards. Now, one of them is my favourite card in M13, Thragtusk. 5/3 for 5 mana. When he enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life. Now, he has the added ability of a leaves the battlefield trigger, but when he leaves, you get a 3/3 beast token. So he's the prime candidate of things you want to be targeting with the Glimmerpoint Stag and the Roaring Primadox. Two effects, pretty handy. The Geist-Honored Monk is a 5 mana Vigilance. When he enters the battlefield, he brings 2 1/1 white spirit tokens with him, and his power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. So you'll be forcing through some damage with him, swinging, trying to remove their board, force them to block. Death Touching 2/2 for 5 mana might not seem too appealing, but he has the added ability of removing an artifact, enchantment or land. Now, so if your opponent is playing something you want to deal with, then he will solve it or just screw up their mana base a little bit. Stingerfling Spider, 5 mana for a 2/5 reach. Reach, block those flyers. He also destroys target creature with flying. So, in the current meta game, you got Restoration Angels and a flipped over secrets. He can deal with those pretty handily. In the 6-drop slot, we've got a Sunblast Angel. He's a 4/5 for 6 mana, flying. But when he enters the battlefield, destroy all tapped creatures. So they've attacked through. You slam this, wipe their board. Start beating through with yours. And Brutalizer Exarch, 6 mana for a 3/3, but with 2 abilities. He searches your library. You get to choose one. So search for a creature card and put it on top of your deck, or put target non-creature permanent on the bottom of its owner's library. So deal with any pesky enchantments. Which brings us on to the 5 spells that are in the deck, which are 4 Lead the Stampede. Look at the top 5 cards with 3 mana and put any creature cards into your hand. You have to reveal them obviously, but you're going to be hitting at least one, and probably I'd hope at least 2 or 3. Find answers, or put down tricky questions that your opponent will then have to deal with. One of my favourite cards in Mirrodin Besieged, Green Sun Zenith. X and green. You search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less and put it onto the battlefield and shuffle this in. So you're going to get repeated use out of this. Fill your curb if you don't have any creature. Turn 5, search for a 4-drop. Turn 6, 5-drop. Pretty handy. You're going to be grabbing something off of it. I mean, these decks are designed for Friday Night Magic use. So you get an extra sideboard as well. That was the main 60. Which brings us on to the sideboard. 3 Cloud Shift, targeted removal, deals with that, Go for the Throat, Murder, Doomblade, Red Burn spells. Blink out your creature they're targeting, it returns, you should get an effect out of it as well. You're gonna be grabbing some value out of it. 3 War Priest of Theme. Say you've got enchantments in your metagame, such as Oblivion Rings, Honour the Pure, enchantments such as Rancor, Angelic Destiny. This guy deals with them. 2/2 for 2 mana that destroys a target enchantment when he enters the battlefield. So Grizzly Bear plus, in a way. 4 Oblivion Rings. Now, like I said in the previous episode, this card deals with pretty much everything, apart from any pesky lands, but there's not too many of those. Planeswalkers, creatures, enchantments, artifacts. This hits it for 3 mana, and I think we'll see play in standard for years and years to come, for as long as there's Planeswalkers. I could be wrong, but hopefully not. Say you have a slow start and you want to counteract any life loss from burn, quick creatures. Kemba's Skyguard, 1 and 2 white, flying, 2/2, but when it enters the battlefield you gain 2 life. Try and stabilise with this card. I mean, again, I'll see what it plays like, come back to you. Now, one of the oddest cards you're going to see in this deck is a black card. 2 Dismembers, 1 and 2 black, but it's Phyrexian mana, which means you can pay 2 life instead of each black mana. So for 1 and 4 life, you give target creature -5/-5. Not a lot of creatures in standard at the moment currently do have more than 5 toughness, so it should deal with a fair few things, and even more when the Titans finally rotate out. But that's it for this deck. Like I said, I'm going to play it. I'll let you know how it does, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of 5 Colour Magic. We'll see you next time. Feel free to rate, comment and subscribe. Thank you.